the first thing I want to point out is the colors, and then of course the soccer ball. So this is your soccer ball, and yellow basically means our striker, blue is our midfield line, and the red is the defensive line. So anytime we're talking formation, the first thing that you need to know is you always go, and we talked about this a little bit. Excuse me. We talked about this a little bit during some practices, but you always go back to front. So this is the side that we are defending. I'm gonna put our goalie here. All right. This is the side that we're defending, and we're going this way. We're attacking this way. So you always start with the back. So 3 in the back, 4 through the middle, and a 1 up on top. So we would call this formation a 3-4-1. All right. The first thing I want to do is lay out the position names. What are the names of each position? You are probably familiar with labeling, you know, labels like defense, defender, and offense, forward, defender, or forward, or mids. So some of these names are gonna stay the same this year, but some of these we're going to change. And I'm changing the names of these positions because I think it'll help you, I think, mentally understand how we're supposed to play as a team, to help make that transition. In the back, you are going to have your defenders, except we're not gonna call them defenders anymore, okay? No longer are we calling the back line defenders. We're gonna call them center backs or outside backs, okay? So if you have 3 here, this is gonna be your center back, okay? And these are going to be your two outside backs. You're going to have a right outside back, since this is on the right side of the field, and you're going to have the left outside back, okay? We're going to have, now the midfield is going to stay the same, right? So you have your 2 center mids. We're going to play 2 center mids here. We're going to play a right outside mid and a left mid. Right mid, left mid, center mids. Right back, left back, center back. All right, and this up here, you're probably familiar with the term forward, and we're not going to call her a forward anymore. We are going to call her a striker. All right, we're going to call that's another name for a forward, but we're going to call her striker. So as I was saying earlier, the reason why I'm changing the names is because I think when you're first starting out in soccer and you label these guys defenders and then you say forwards, all right, it gives the impression to somebody who's learning soccer that the forward is the only player that's going to push up and be able to score goals, right? Because that's what we know. We know forwards score goals, right? Okay, that's what we're thinking. And the defenders are the ones that actually defend on the field. So as an example, if the ball gets pushed up here, the forward's going to be up here, the midfields are going to be in the middle of the field, and the defenders, well, they're going to just kind of stay here, right? They're going to stay there because their goal is just to defend. So they only come and play when the ball's down here in our end, right? Okay. Well, we're going to change that mentality. And in order to change that mentality, we have to change the language that we use so that it can help us focus and understand this new way that we're going to play, or this different way of understanding the game, okay? And basically what that is yes, you are center back and backs. However, that just means you are back of the formation. Okay? If you're a striker, that just means you're on top of the formation. what that means is if the ball's pushed up and we're attacking, okay, my back line, defensive line, better be up and better be in the play as well. Okay, so in other words, if we have the ball, if one of our teammates has the ball, who plays offense? Who is playing offense? The answer, we all are. We're all playing offense. We're all doing our part in order to possess the ball, in order to hold on to the ball, in order then to work our way to getting the ball in the back of the net. It's not just, oh, that's the forward's position. Oh, no, that's just the center mid's position. No. It's everybody together. And vice versa, okay? If the ball's back here because the other team is attacking our back end of the field, the defensive end of the field, all right, then we all have to work together in order to mark up, we're all going to come back and do our part as a team, work together as a team to play defense in order to win the ball back, okay? Second, really important understanding in the 3-4-1 is that if you notice the shapes that are going on here, all right, in the back we're going to play 3, and I said this is a center back, okay, so now I'm going to confuse you a little bit. So we are actually not going to play, this almost looks like a cup, right, or like a triangle, right? Okay, an upside down triangle from the goalie's perspective, an upside down triangle, right? What we're actually going to do is we're going to flip that triangle and we're actually going to push the center back through the middle, okay? And these outside backs now almost become like 2 center backs, okay? So this is actually how we're going to play. So it's a 3-4-1. But now that I switched from the center back, and I pushed her up a little bit to be now atop of the triangle between these 3, okay? Now we have 2 backs, and the center back is now playing more in front of the 2 center backs, but behind the 2 center mids, all right? So you could say a 3-4-1, but really you could also say, if this makes sense to you, 2-1-4-1. Okay? A 2-1-4-1. All right? And just because that then maybe helps you understand mentally, like you can visualize that to say, okay, well, I see the 2 in the back, I see the 1 here, and then the next layer is the 4, and then the next layer is the 1. I have laid out who I want to play where. So I am going to let you know right now who is going to play where. And it's very important to listen to your name and where I tell you where you're going to play. But I also want to be careful. Just because I label you or I put you in a certain position does not mean you solely focus on your position and your position only. And the reason why is because if you were listening to what I said earlier, we play as a team, offensively and defensively, right? Well, part of playing as a team is knowing your position, but knowing your position within and around other positions, okay, on the field. So yes, pay attention to your position on the field. However, understand the shapes that we're in and understand in general what each position is responsible for. Because if you understand not just your position but other positions, then you're going to understand how the game is played a lot more. And the game is going to come easier to you. I'm going to start with here. We're going to have Mila and Megan play outside right for now. We're going to have Dima and Ush, I want you to play outside back. Outside back here, all right? So whether you're on this side or this side, really, these positions are really the same. It just depends, you're kind of mirroring each other, all right? This position's a little different. So the person who I have slotted right now for this position is Lydia. I could see a couple other players here. Lauren, I could see you here as well. But for right now, Lydia, you're gonna be here. Lauren, I also have you here or here. These are center mids. Again, you can interchange. It doesn't matter. You have right side of the field, left side of the field, but really they do the same thing. Okay? So these center mids are Lauren, Chloe, Olivia, Anya. Lauren, Chloe, Olivia, Anya. All right? These the center mids here. Here I said Lydia, I could have Lauren, I could have Anya, I could have even Olivia. I could see you playing here, all right? The outside mids are going to be Molly and Addie here, and Emma and Bella here, right? My strikers are going to be Anya. Again, striker is a position where really really, if you look here, we have a diamond formation, and so really I should be able to interchange, for the most part, these players, okay? But for now, for the sake of you just starting and trying to understand, Anya, I'm going to put you up here. Chloe, you're the other one that belongs up here. Okay, the first two players and their zones that I want and their responsibilities that I want to talk to you about are the two backs, okay? The two backs, your zone, meaning where you're going to find that you are going to play, is going to be, that is where that's the space in where the two backs are going to find themselves. Whether we have the ball up here, if the ball's up here in their offensive end and we're playing up here, you guys are going to find yourselves here on this side maybe. If the ball's on this side, you're going to find yourselves over here on this side, okay? If the ball's more in the middle, you're going to find yourselves more here, okay? If the ball's now moving its way this way because the other team has it, you're going to find yourselves pressing back like this, okay? Always protecting the middle first. Okay? If the ball finds its way over here, what you're going to find is something like this. Okay? If the ball finds its way over here, what you're going to find is something like this. All right? Okay? So, this is the zone in which you're going to play in if you are in the back. Right? Your responsibilities are, you're going to play close together. And what I mean by that is this. When the ball's on this side of the field, one of you is not going to be over and one of you is not going to stand here. That's not how we play, okay? If one of you goes over, you have to pretend like there's almost like a string attached to both of you. The other one has to shift. That's the other key word, shift, okay? Shifting means you guys are going to shift together. Shift, you're shifting, all right? So that's one important thing about understanding the two backs here, all right? Some other key things for the center back is that you have to understand that you and the center back here, you guys are creating a triangle, okay? That is the shape that you guys should have. So if the ball's up here and she's here, okay, we want to create triangles here, okay? Or if the ball's on this side, we want to create a triangle here, okay? You backs are supporting this person here. Okay, as the ball moves up, and let's say she's in her position here. Let's say she has the ball, but she has nowhere to go in front of her. The backs are responsible for lateral runs. Lateral, again, means side to side. So that means you make a run this way, out this way, and ask for the ball back. So it's like a support pass back laterally, okay? That's what these two are responsible for. If she gets in trouble, then you are here. You are moving here to here. That is your role, okay? Let's say outside mid has the ball, and she's maybe more on the inside though. You're responsible for making a lateral movement back out and wide and asking for the ball so that you can play it up or maybe you can play it back, Again, that lateral movement, moving to the side. You guys need to know how to do that. The thing that you're responsible for is you're also responsible for making sure that you see where your striker is, so that if there's a pass that you can make and you see windows, you can connect with that striker. Next position I want to talk about is the center back. Again, we're going to take this triangle and we're going to actually push her up through the middle here, all right? This center back is key to our 3-4-1, or if you want to call it a 2-1-4-1, all right? This is a big time player right here. They are going to help us defensively protect the middle. They're also going to help us offensively to keep the ball in and the offensive end of the field. Keep it in there. That is their main responsibility. Do not let the ball out when we get the ball up here. All right. So let's talk about the zone that you're in. I'm going to keep these two center backs in here, but I'm talking about this player when we'll show you the zone here. All right. You need to see in relation to these two players so that you understand kind of where this player is in relation to the other players on the field. Okay, this player has their zone of play where they're going to find themselves playing on the field is here. Okay, here. So this player is going to find themselves playing. Now notice where I stop them when we're on the offensive end. Notice where I stop them. This player is playing behind the two center mids. That is hugely important. This player is responsible for supporting the two center mids. When I talk about that recycle, I talked about that. You are the recycler. Okay? You allow us to, if we got the ball pressed up high like this, my two center mids are up here, my outside mid is out here, okay? You are here. You're not going to push in. No, you're going to be around here. My two backs are going to be up here at this point, okay? Kind of following and creating that triangle with my center back, okay? If the ball pops out, okay, we're doing all this movement and the other team is trying to get the ball out. Let's say they're under a lot of pressure to get it out, right? They pass it out. This person is responsible for anticipating where the ball is going to go so that you are like the wall. Your ultimate goal is to not let that ball cross this line. This is your line, okay? No one's moving in. That is your ball. Anytime you're not necessarily marking anybody, especially when everybody's playing high up on top or anything like that, you are the person that if we get in trouble, what you say is back support, attack, okay? You can swing it to the other side. You can look for the ball here, back in, okay? That is your responsibility. You're going to need a good first touch. You're going to need to know where to play the ball even before you get it. You're going to need to understand how if you get the ball from one side of the field, it might be a good idea to take a couple dribbles and switch the ball to the other side of the field. You are going to need to understand that you are the recycler. So let's put Anya in here. Let's say we're all doing our work, right? We're all trying to do our thing and move the ball or whatever. It's not working. We're getting pressure. What you're responsible then for saying is pass it back, support pass. We're going to give it to you to recycle so that we can try it again. Get us out of pressure. Open up the defense. As soon as we drop it back, what do you think the defense is going to do? What do you think their team is going to do? They're going to follow the ball. So that means they're going to do this, right? Well, as soon as that happens, guess what's going to be open? Something's going to be open again, okay? So we're going to try. We don't get it. We're going to pass it back to you. We're going to recycle the pass, get it back to you, and then you're going to figure out, hey, this is something that's very important. Shoot. Again, this person is staying in front of these people, but staying behind the two center mids. This person is creating a diamond shape if the ball's on this side. You want to think diamond shape with the outside mid, center mid, and striker. You are the back of the diamond here, okay? Let's say the ball's on this side. Let's say now we have Anya over here, outside mid, this center mid. You're going to move over, Lydia, or whoever, and you are going to be the diamond here, the back of the diamond here. If the ball's in the middle, okay, you are going to be the top of the back of the diamond here again, okay? Center mids, this is all you here. I'm not putting you in the corners. I'm not putting you on the outsides of the field. Those are my outside mids, okay? So if we're gonna talk center mids, let's talk outside mids. Center mids, this is your ground that you're covering, okay? Outside mids, this is your ground that you're covering. You're staying wide, okay? And I mean, outside mids, you could even I could even put you, here a little bit more, okay? Maybe on the inside of the goal a little bit more. But center mids, I don't want to put you out too far wide. That's my outside mids position, okay? All right? You are responsible for staying central of the play. Not staying center of the field, okay? Because you're going to have to shift. You guys are going to have to shift over, depending on what side the ball's on. If the ball is back here, you guys are now going to protect the middle, okay? One important thing with center mids is I really don't want you on the offensive side. So when we have the ball up here, I don't want you in a straight line. I want you staggered. Staggered means one up, one back. And typically what we say is if you are on the side of the ball, let's say my outside mid has the ball here, you are the one up further, and this other one is dropping back a little bit more behind you, okay? Typically that's kind of what we, so we're gonna stagger, one up, one back, okay? If you're on the same side of the ball, you're the center mid that's up. If the ball gets switched over to this outside mid here, then you switch, and this one moves up, and this one drops back a little bit. I'm not talking about a whole bunch. No, because now you're in Lydia's turf, right? Or Dima's turf, okay? That's center back. Nope, just a little bit. And the reason why is because as soon as she gets the ball, we don't want to necessarily be in line, okay? What we want is to make a run maybe. Make a run and pass you the ball in front so you can shoot. It's just a little bit better play for us. So I don't necessarily want you in line when we're on the offensive side. I want you staggering, okay? One up, one back, all right? You guys are also kind of mimicking the backs a little bit, the two backs. Remember I talked about you guys kind of have to pretend like you're on a string and you guys are shifting together? Same thing here, okay? You're shifting together, right? What I don't want is one of you go way out wide and one of you just stay here, because what does that leave open? The middle, okay? We don't want to leave the middle open necessarily, okay? If we're coming out to get back in, that's a different story, okay? We're creating space for the middle so somebody can run in, that's a different story. But for the most part though, the idea is we don't want you to separate like that, okay? We want one here, one here. One here, one here. And if you can kind of look, if one person's kind of committing to this side of the field here, I have the other center mid kind of more in the middle, direct middle. Center mids, you are responsible for connecting this side of the field to this side of the field, okay? Just like Lydia is or Dima is here, all right? You are responsible, so center mid gets the ball, you can switch it to the other side. You connect the left to the right to the left. You also connect the back to the front or the front to the back, okay? The defense gets the ball. We're in tight. We need an outlet. We need to get out. My outside mid is going to drop here because the pressure is high. So the line of pressure is wide, okay? So she's going to get really wide, all right? You're responsible for making lateral movements, just like Anya is or Chloe is up here, lateral, okay? okay? And you are moving side to side, finding windows and getting into a passing lane, okay? So you're gonna move this way, and you might play with your back to the goal. That might be, in this case, what you do. You're not gonna run away and say, I'm open, I'm open, I'm open. No, you're not. My center mids are the ones who move laterally this way, in and out this way, to try to find windows in order to get the ball out. This is a window. Boom, get it to her. Okay? If she's not open here, then maybe you're running here. Okay? Maybe you're moving and running towards the ball here to get open. All right? And then we can pop it back out to the outside, and now we're in. Now we're cooking. It's also important that my center mids are doing a lot of head checks. You need to see the field. Center mids are, if you get the ball, you need to know where you want to go with the ball before you even get it. So that means head checking. Taking your head and checking the field to see where is the pressure, who is open, and what I can do with the ball when I get it. Right? Center mids. Pushing up on the defensive end. You are on the defensive end, you are marking whatever other center mids are in this area. Let's say the ball's here and they have the ball. You are not going out here. That's my outside mid's job, okay? To put pressure on the ball. You are staying central, protecting the middle, and you are trying to figure out what other center mids are on the other teams and marking them. Goal side. That's your responsibility. If the ball's up here, center mids, let's say my outside mid has it out here, okay? Center mids, you're responsible. Look at your zone here, okay? Not the blue one. Not the blue one. All right? You are not going to go over and say, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, and get really close to your players. You stay central here. All right? Here. And you're going to say, and you're going to try to make sure that there's some sort of kind of shape going on here. All right? Staggered, right? Staggered. All right? You're going to support pass here, pass it here, shot here. Or you can or move off the ball. You can be responsible for moving off the ball and trying to make a shot on goal. All right? But this is kind of your zone here. All right, I talked about outside mids a little bit. Your zone outside mids is here. Okay? You guys the channels. We call this channels of the field. Alright? You guys the channels. Stay outside. Stay wide. Especially in the 3-4-1, you need to stay wide. Part of the objective of a 3-4-1 is switching the field. We're going to start the ball here. We're going to move through Lydia, or move through the center, or move through Anya or Chloe up on top, and we're going to actually switch the field. Boom, 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 and switch it. So stay wide. Okay? That is important for you. Now, on defense, little different. If you're on the weak side, because we only have 2, all right? On defense, let's say they're dribbling the ball down, outside mid, okay? Let's say you get beat. What's going to end up happening is my 2 backs are going to have to push over. She's going to have to take the ball. She's going to have to slide in. And then Lydia or Chloe is going to actually drop back. So now you went from here to dropping back and creating more of a cup shape when the ball is right in front of our goal here. Oops, can't see it, can you? Okay? So she's going to slide over. Lydia, you're not going to drop back in the middle and cover your player here so that if she gets beat, and then you are going to slide here. All right? And my outside mid on the weak side, the ball's on this side, weak side, you're going to slide in and protect whatever outside mid is coming in this way. Okay? So if you look at it, it's kind of like a J shape, or an L shape, or a J shape, but whatever which way. All right? Outside mids. You have to be fast. You're quick. You might be doing some one-on-one moves. Overlapping runs is your best friend, and so are give and goes. Give and goes from the center mid back out to you all day long. overlapping runs. Center mid has the ball, maybe my center back, Lydia or Dima has the ball. You are overlapping on that outside and you're looking for the through ball every time, okay? That's you outside mids. Okay, striker, you are responsible for being in front of the two center mids. You are creating a triangle, all right? Kind of like this. You're mimicking this. All right, so you have a diamond here. Striker, there's 3 key triangles that I want you to pay attention to. This triangle, and this triangle. Okay? You're attacking, you're moving with the ball, you're trying to play triangle passing with either here, here, here. Okay? You're trying to set yourself up in order to receive the ball, not as you're running to the goal. Alright? So let me explain that a little bit. Striker, your zone, I should tell you this first. Your zone, striker, is going to be here. Actually. Okay? You striker are the only one that doesn't have necessarily like a square or a rectangle. All the other zones for all the other players, they're in rectangles. Yours is not. Why? Because there might be a through ball that's given down the line. You might need to go and get that ball down in the corner. So that means you're now running an angle this way. Okay? Same thing here. A ball gets down the line here. You started here. You might need to move and go get that ball. Okay? It just depends on where the outside mid is and where the rest of our players are. But that might be you. So I want to keep this area, this corner of the soccer field open to you. Okay? If you need to go and get that ball. But otherwise, on the defensive end, let's say the ball is down here. Striker, I don't want you down here. You are our outlet. When the ball is down in our defensive end and they have the ball and we're trying to get it out, we need somebody to get it to. Who are we going to get it to? My outside mids are going to drop back and play defense. My defense is playing. My backs are playing defense. My center mids are playing defense. Who are we going to get the ball to? How are we going to transition out to play offense? That is you. Okay? Which means, just like my center mids, I say move laterally. You also have to move laterally, which means you need to find windows in between the defense. Here's the defense. Okay? Don't stand there. You need to move sideways, side to side, to try to find a passing lane that's open with your back turned towards the goal. All right? So you might be checking to the ball and saying, yeah, give it to me, got it, boom. Okay? And now you might be able to support to one of your center mids and then turn around and run forward. Okay? Or you might be able to play out here and then turn around and play forward and move forward. But when we're coming out of the back and we need somebody, a target, this is you trying to find windows. Or what you might need to do is you might actually need to step in front of one of their defenders. Okay? If the ball's on this side, you better be over on this side of the field. You should not be over here. You are not doing your job if the ball's on this side, on our defensive end. You need to be over here in front of a defender, ready to get the ball if it pops out. Okay? Vice versa, if the ball's on this side of the field and their defender's pushed up here, you better be over in front of them. Okay? Opening, boxing out the defender, opening up your body so that we can get you the ball. Up on top, you have triangles. Oh, yep, that's us. Center mids right here. Center mids, outside mids. Okay. up on top. If the ball's up here, 1v1 moves here, okay? Maybe a give and go in between in the middle here. Let's say there's a defender here, okay? And maybe my center mid or my outside mid or whatever is here, okay? Maybe doing a give and go, boom, go, boom. So a give and go through the middle, but any kind of triangle passing going on to open yourself up so that you can get yourself open to dribble 1v1 and shoot, okay? You are hugely responsible for putting pressure anytime their defensive line is passing the ball, okay? The defensive line is passing the ball. You, striker, are responsible for putting pressure on that ball immediately, high pressure and hard. Do not let the ball out. Meanwhile, my center mids are going to anticipate the ball, and so is this center back, okay? They're going to anticipate that ball coming out. My center mids are going to mark up. Here's their defense. Here's our offense. Let's say they're playing 4 in the back. Let's say they have 1 in the middle, okay? And another one here, right? My center mids are marking up. Lydia, Dima, you are anticipating to see where that ball comes out because you are going to be on it, right? On it, right here. Let's say they have the ball here. Whoever's this striker better be over here putting in lots of pressure. Meanwhile, we're getting in. We're closing in. We're tightening up the space around them.